So this is a new thing here. It's pretty cool, little thing that we've been doing, and I've been doing a couple of shows. I interviewed Ming the other day, and then we just did Jack Mulcahy. He was just on right before you.
Mhm. Yeah, I caught the tail end of that.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, super cool.
Basically, kind of do the same thing. What do you really want to talk about here? You want to talk about the film and how you went through the process of making this short film? Oh, did you talk to Ming about showing it?
I asked Ming to at least post a link. I think it'll probably look better on everybody else's personal screens.
Okay. So if it's down there, he's going to post the link to your new film, and it's
so we just cut the trailer for the new trailer for the film, and no one's seen it yet, so that'll be.
Your students were doing something with it?
No, they don't. Not like the official stuff, but I let them color grade and cut trailers of the film on their own. So, sorry, Helen, they see your footage.
Oh no.
Well, you gave me a great idea. I actually had my high school students, my advanced classes, cut up the short film Curfew, and they all had to make like a promo for it. So that was actually a college thing, but I made them do it.
Yeah, so I did that last semester, and that was like their favorite. Ooh, there we go. That was their favorite.
I am. Try to make that face again.
Is it just the frozen thing, or is it play? Is he gonna play it?
If it doesn't play, we can just post a link. Doesn't
matter. I can play it. Give me 2 seconds. I'll totally play it.
Thank you.
All right, so everyone, this is the time in between the seconds. And earlier this year, I did show my students a little clip, and they were like, "What the heck is that?"
Oh yeah, because you're in it, and you showed them your clip.
Yeah, so they saw that, and they liked that. So I'm sure they would love to see this. And just all of a sudden see me appear in it. But here we go, guys. Can we hear it or no?
Do you still have them?
They're more frequent now. She's in most of them.
She? Your friend from the accident?
Yes.
Wendy, it's not healthy to bottle everything up inside. What do you think about going out with friends? Meet new people? I think it would be good for you.
I don't know. Let me be clear. I certainly acknowledge your pain. And if you don't feel comfortable discussing things at this point, that's fine. What you do now is up to you. Is there anything you would like to talk about today? No. Wendy. Wendy.
All right. That was great.
It's a buddy comedy.
Yeah.
All that, yeah. So, all right. So why don't we get started with some questions? So, Helen, how did you get into this film? What happened there? How did you get you casted into this?
I had worked with Mark, or as it says on the side, on the little sidebar here, Marl. I'm just kidding. I had worked with Mark once before, and then I saw that he was casting this on Backstage, and I just shot him a message, sent him a tape, and went from there. Got it from there.
And
that's from my side of things, anyway.
What about your side, Mark?
From my side, I've been trying to get Helen into a role for some time, but sometimes the best actress isn't the best person for a role, so it's always got to be a perfect fit.
Yeah.
And to be honest, she was the only person that I auditioned. Like, I had others lined up who were supposed to come after her, but she was so good that I never did it before. The day of her interview, her audition, I said, "Please do the movie with me," and she said yes. So that was history.
Which I didn't know until you. I read that you said that in an interview, which I didn't know that until I read that in an article.
Really?
I was very moved by that.
Was it a recent article? Like,
yeah, I think it just came out.
Yeah, it just came out a couple days ago. Oh, I can post a link to. I can give Ming the link to that.
making
But yeah, essentially, I wrote it a long time ago with someone else in mind and never worked out. So I just kind of like put it on hold for a couple years. And it's an expensive movie too, so I had to wait for the money. So, but I think Helen was born to play the role. So hopefully everybody comes out.
So basically, since this is for film students to watch and all that, so I wanted to know how this all started with you, Mark. Like, we all have our stories of how we got into film, and how did this start for you back in high school, college? What made you get into this type of business?
I mean, when I was a kid, I used to like borrow cameras, and me and my sister used to make like little movies and stuff like that. So I've always had like a passion for it. I was a communications major in college, so I was like the VP of the local TV station. So we had a TV show over there. But as far as like actually getting the courage together and making something, that really didn't happen until 2008. When I made a documentary with my friend Pete, who does all the music for our films. So, you know, I've been in the field for a long time, but as far as like actually making stuff, 2008, actually making like narrative stuff, only 2014, so only like 6 years.
Yeah, I in 2010 was the first one that I wrote and directed myself. I've been doing it most of my life too, but 2010 was the first directing. That was it. So it wasn't that. I mean, 10 years now, right? That's about it. What about you, Helen? How did you get into acting?
Oh, I mean, I've been doing it since I was a kid, but not really professionally until I was a teenager. But yeah, I really got into it because I was good at reading. So the teachers put me in the plays because I could read pretty well, and which is kind of lovely because now it's sort of come full circle in this nice way. I do audiobooks now in addition to on camera and, you know, TV and theater and stuff like that. So I get to do the reading and the acting at the same time now, which is lovely.
Have you started out in theater in New York?
I did. Yeah, I started out in theater, and then I started to branch out because I think just the style of acting I enjoy doing the most is a little more subtle and a little more naturalistic. I still love theater. I do theater, but film, I felt really like the medium was something that I felt like I could lend myself to really well. So that's what I do mostly, but I still do theater. And I was supposed to do a show at, do you know the regional theater Luna Stage? It's in West Orange.
Oh.
I had just booked a contract. I was going to be doing it, and then all this happened. So we're going to do it in the fall instead.
Yeah, we were going to go to see some plays for school and things like
Mm-hmm.
that, and musicals, and have that all set. And I recently saw Shakespeare over here, which was amazing. And
Yeah.
but now everything's just stopped to a halt, you know.
Well, I'll let you know. Oh, look at that.
Casting is everything. That's nice.
It's a great action shot, Mark.
It is.
Looking good.
What set that from?
My tough pose.
What movie set is this from, this picture?
This is from our first film. We made a feature drama called Before the Snow.
Yeah.
Me and my friend Pete, he's on the left there. We co-wrote, co-directed it. Made it for $18,000.
And you made this locally as well, didn't you?
Yeah, that's his backyard in Red Bank. So we shot 18 days in a row at his house.
And the feature film. That's where I first met you. Or in film festivals with this film.
Exactly. So that's where I met CJ. We took this to Hoboken International Film Festival, which was up in Middletown, New York that year. And I think that's the first time I saw you. And you're like, oh, you got a new film. It's called Hotel. Let me play it at my festival.
Something there.
Oh, another thing about Helen, she didn't say, I mean, she's like the voiceover work, but
for the feature?
No. I'm getting to it. So she's also a singer, so that's why she has a good voice. A lot of voiceover work because she's got a cool voice. And there's actually a scene in our new movie where they two people have to sing together on a couch. So that's what she auditioned for. So she came in, they had a guitar, and the actual audition was them singing to me, like serenading me.
Yeah.
And I'll admit it, I actually cried. So
yeah.
Who wrote this song? Was it Pete?
No, it's actually I didn't know this till later, but Helen and I had a mutual interest in a particular artist named Keaton Henson. So the movie is really based around the emotions of his songs. I just wanted to like live in that space in movie form. And my director's reel from a couple years ago, I put one of his songs behind it. And then I saw something on Vimeo of Helen's where she was dancing to a Keaton Henson song.
Yeah.
So it was like,
oh my gosh. Yeah.
yeah. So
I've been a huge fan for a long time.
It's like an album of instrumentals, and she picked the same song that I did, and he's got like 50 songs. So it was I don't know, it was meant to be.
Yeah. Yeah, I was, but well, when I got the script, in hand and I started reading it and I saw that that was something that you'd included, I was like, oh, I got very, I was really excited and moved because I think you and I both, we have a lot of music taste in common. And I really think that, I was just saying this to someone earlier, I think that music can really like transport a film from good to great sometimes. Like it can just take you exactly where the mood is that the director is trying to bring you to. And I was so excited about it when I saw this song that I love and appreciate and just think is such like beautiful art. It was such a nice thing to see.
I really think that music does change a film. It makes it better.
And CJ,
stuff.
Speaking of Keaton Henson, my last film, one of my last films, The Last Visit.
Yes.
Sad movie about the old man and a little girl. When they were waiting to come on set, I would just play like Keaton Henson on repeat to get like, there was like this corner of the room where it was like the sad corner and they had to come and do their sad scene. So I didn't do that to Helen though. So.
I mean, apparently Brie Larson, when she did Williamstown, she played this, I think it was like Brian Eno. She played this like one song when she was doing Our Town. She would play it during the intermission to get her into what she wanted to do. And everyone's process is different, but I thought that was an interesting detail and the song's beautiful.
Yeah, again, a music team. I mean, you have a great guy that does a lot of your scores. Pete does a lot of the work there, right? And then, but also picking and choosing songs like that fit your film. I know when we were talking about Curfew before, and they did the movie Before I Disappear. That director and the music, he picked the right songs for that movie. Don't you think so, Mark?
Yeah, and he actually wrote that theme song with the bowling alley dancing scene with the little girl. So he wrote that. I gave my students that song with the movie, and they cut a trailer to it. It's pretty cool. Yeah, that movie's amazing. That's probably the best short film I've ever seen. Yeah.
So the music really changed it. So I love films that the music is so powerful that it really fits the film well. And I think that a lot of your films do that, and especially this new one. So the one that we're talking about here.
Yeah, it's only screened once, and you were there, and thanks for your support.
Yeah, so that was it. Didn't it get into another festival?
It's in a bunch now, but everything's canceled for now, or postponed at least. Yeah.
Was it Queens one? Did that
No, not Queens World. Trenton was supposed to be this past weekend. They postponed.
Oh.
New York Filmmakers.
New York is in April. That's going to be online, but then they'll have another date later on. So we get 2 screenings out of that one. And then what's the other one? International Filmmaker New York Festival. And I think that is, I don't remember the date of that, like June something.
Yeah, I think I compiled a little list. While we talk about other stuff, I'll see if I can find it. But I had a little list of some of the stuff that had been accepted too.
And you applied to, I shouldn't be touching my face. So you put it into a lot of other festivals that are coming soon as well, that you haven't heard from yet, obviously.
Oh yeah, the list is long. It's just I think a lot of the notifications come in April, so I should start. Mm-hmm. So the acceptance percentage is pretty decent for a longer movie. 26 minutes. I know it's hard for some festivals to program. They'd rather like play 3 8-minute movies, but
it's worth it.
Yeah, we'll see.
I just got a message here to get better lighting. I'm like, that's all I got.
Oh, you need a ring light.
I do. I don't have any.
Get on that ring light wave, CJ.
Cool.
I don't know what I think I'm talking about. I've got like some little like outdoors Christmas lights hanging out here.
This is it. This is all the lights I got here. So, oh well.
I think people should be a little more gentle since we're in quarantine. We can't get access to our professional studio level equipment, right?
I do have. I just brought them all to school. I left them there. I took my camera home now, so I'm like, yeah, I didn't have done anything yet, but what are you gonna do? So this time, what are you guys doing during this? Are you being creative? I'm doing a lot of this stuff, a lot of schoolwork, but my mind is going crazy. I got to sit down and write. So I'm thinking of writing a lot of things. I don't know if you're in that mood to maybe write some stuff, Mark, or Helen, if you're writing anything or making music.
I made a trailer. That's
hey, that's something.
What I'm doing the last 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I work from a distance anyway, so that's not changed.
Anyway, right?
Yeah, so it's a distraction for like the wife and kids to be home.
Yeah.
So I'm less efficient, but nothing's changed besides I haven't seen my other family in like 2-3 weeks, which is sad. But
yeah.
How about you, Helen?
I've been really trying to take advantage of the time because my two roommates they left, so I'm alone in the apartment. I have it to myself. I've been writing a lot of music. Mark, new album coming up. I know you're gonna be excited for that. Mark's really sweet about supporting my music, which is very nice. But yeah, I've been writing poems. I wrote a play. I'm just like churning stuff out since I've got the time. So yeah, lots of writing and painting. A lot of painting.
That's what a lot of people, I think, during this time are working on their artistic things. And hopefully, I was just talking to Jack Mulcahy about it. Hopefully, when this is over, everyone's just going to go crazy and film this and that and play. And so we're hoping that after all this, everyone's going to, all this creative stuff and go out there and just start filming and plays and musics and we'll all get back to it.
That's a great way to think about it. I like thinking of it that way. That's the light at the end of this kind of not so creative tunnel.
It seemed like, it started out like a crazy busy year in the business, in this industry,
Yeah.
So hopefully, we'll see.
Hopefully it'll be busy on the other side too.
Mark, what else are you working on? Are you got any other ideas coming up in the future? Any short films or feature films? Or
this film like almost killed me, so I'm just trying to like take a break and maybe 2021 at the earliest for anything else. It was just because it was like in pre-production for 2 years. We were in production for 6 months, and then it took me 6 to 7 months to edit it. Yeah. So I'm just like exhale right now. But I do have like a ton of scripts, so I'm ready to go for like early 2021. If anybody's interested, just reach out.
Let's see. And then recently you have another film that's out there right now, Crazy for the Blonde, that you directed and written by Tom Bragg. And
yeah, right in the middle of this one, which was
yeah, it's like
but I couldn't say no. The script was so good. It's really crazy and inappropriate, and I like to kind of go back and forth between the dramas and like the inappropriate comedy or horror. So it's fun to take a break and switch genres. That film, I guess it's about like halfway through its run. I think it's been in 24 festivals.
Wow.
Which is way more than I've ever been in. But Tom knows how to work the festival circuit. His last film got into 50 festivals. So
good for him.
It's insane. Yeah, a couple LA screenings, which I wish I could.
There it is.
Attend.
There he is.
Yeah, Helen, we're gonna have to get at least one LA screening out of ours.
We just gotta. I hope so.
Oh, there's gonna be plenty of screenings. You're gonna have a lot of film festivals, I'm sure. Crazy for the Blonde. I was watching it online the other day at the Garden State Film Festival.
Yeah, I didn't get online, but I heard the quality was pretty good as far as like the stream they put out, which I was happy about.
It did look good. I was watching it right here on my Mac that I'm talking on right now, and it looked really good. So, congrats on that. It was
So if anybody read that article that came out, I did put like a little hint to Tom Bragg that I wanted to direct his next movie, so I keep bugging him about it.
And would that film possibly be a script that I know?
Yeah, I think it's won. It's won some awards for screenplays. It's called Layers.
Yes,
it's so freaking good. I can't believe it.
I said I'm in on that too, so I think I owe some money. I said I'll.
Did you say you want to give us some money?
I was hoping you forgot, but now I just reminded you.
Oh.
Yes. Yes.
We're taking $500 donations, no problem.
Yes. I will back that a little bit.
But it's the perfect story. It's the perfect length. It's the type of story that festivals eat up. It's like a complicated love story. It's really good. And I'm surprised that's coming from him after Crazy for the Blonde and Photo Kill. He's got some range, so it's nice to see.
Any characters for Helen to be in?
Yeah, I was gonna say.
So the main character, so it's like an overweight guy falls in love with this short, young ice cream parlor cashier girl. It sounds so cool.
Hello.
It's so damn well written. Yeah, so
Here I am, scooping. Just kidding. No pressure, but Tom, we're gonna talk. After all that hype, come on, can you blame me?
You fit the age range, so it's
Well, the first festival that we got to see the film in was a good time in New York City, in Brooklyn. Wasn't it in the same building that you filmed in?
Oh wow, I totally forgot about that. Yeah, our first scene on our first day in Brooklyn in 2019 December, was it? Or was it 2018?
I think it might have been 2018.
2018.
Like, and very end of 2018, I feel
And
like.
it was snowing, and there was supposed to be this crazy snowstorm.
Right, I remember. Yeah.
And we didn't know if the train from Montclair was going to make it, so Ellen Ubered all the way from Montclair.
Oh, it's crazy.
So there wouldn't be any delay.
Wow.
And
I was like sweating. I was like, oh my God, not on the first day, you know?
It was a big scene too.
It was.
Huge scene, yeah.
It's been in both trailers now.
CJ, you failed to remember that Helen actually won a particular award that night too.
Oh, I was getting yeah.
He's ramping up. He's ramping up.
Got ahead. I have to do it. Yeah. So you did. You won. What did you win?
I won Best Actress, which was really, really sweet and unexpected. But yeah, I was very honored.
Yeah, so that's a good one right out the gate. This is like an actor's movie, so when your actors perform, that means things are working. So that was well deserved.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, it was really sweet. It was a nice night.
So yeah, congrats on that. That's yeah, first festival out and win like that. That's pretty good.
We started well, and we won a couple of other things that night too. I just don't remember because I was sort of like, "What, me, a winner?" So I don't. You should tell them what else we won.
We won two. We were nominated for 6.
Color.
We were nominated for like best short film, best cinematography. I think best supporting actress, best featured actress for.
Right, I think Palmera was nominated as well.
Oh, yeah, that was her. But we did win best color, which
coloring, yeah,
I was kind of happy about from the technical standpoint of things because I did work hard on the color.
No nominations for best cameo of a guy.
No, best cameo of a guy. Best angry dad award. You're always gonna win that. You know that. You're the best angry dad in my heart.
That was a lot of fun. So I don't act too much anymore. So it's always fun when I get to go and do that every once in a while. And just to let you know, it took when I did Disco Fries, it took about 30 film festivals before I won an award. So
whoa,
you got one in the first one. So that's
but you hadn't met Mark yet, had you?
Yeah.
Oh, never mind. I was trying to be like, well, you know what I was going for there.
I don't know. Dennis is pretty talented.
Yeah. So he has a new film out as well, I think. So I haven't seen it, but I saw him promoting it. So
with Palmera.
Yeah.
Small world.
Yeah.
And right. Mark, I don't know if I've mentioned this to you, but me and Palmera we've become writing partners, and we're writing some stuff together. More info to come, but it's because of you and because of this film that we even met and became dear friends, and now we're working on getting something produced.
I think you hinted at it, but I didn't know you guys were like full into it.
We're doing it. I got Celtics open right now.
We did a rehearsal in Union City, and she came to do a scene with us, and they were like best friends on day one. It was pretty strange.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know what happened there, but we get along real well, and she's
And
she's become one of my dearest friends ever.
when
Sorry?
she auditioned, when Palmyra auditioned, we didn't have a role for her because we had somebody else in mind. So, but we wanted her so bad that we ended up changing the gender of another character, and then like it was Eric, and we changed it to Erica,
Oh.
and then
Right. Well,
didn't
she
have
was
enough lines. Yeah, and
she
then
she was like auditioning for this role that like, I mean, she did a lovely job, but it just wasn't, you know, like the actor has to be really right for it, and it was just she wasn't perfect for this part. But I was like, oh, Mark, we got to put her in this. She's so good. So
we
we
auditioned for your role too, and then
Oh yeah. Oh, I didn't even know that. Interesting.
then I think I asked her to read for the other one.
Yeah.
And then Colette came in and just she
really nailed it.
was
Yeah.
Becca. But there was no way that we were not going to have her in the film. So, and then CJ, we
Yeah.
ended up writing a new scene for her.
Yeah. And it's so good. Like, it's not fair. She's too good.
Have you? I thought you've done that before. Maybe that was the one you're talking to me about, like where you see someone come in and you have to change the part for that person. Have you done that more than once?
Not to this extent. I don't know if you know, but the little boy who plays your son is actually a little girl.
Yeah.
And just goes for both genders. So I thought that was the coolest thing in the world.
Yeah. I wouldn't, if you
I
didn't
could easily change it to a girl. It didn't matter, but
just the way she was acting, I probably wouldn't even guess that. If you
Yeah. She was pretty incredible. I was really blown away, and I loved seeing all the different auditions and all these like different takes on that role, and she really hit it out of the park.
yeah, and she was very inexperienced, which I wasn't really scared about because I worked with inexperienced kids before. But there was like this other kid who was just so experienced and so awesome, and it was such a hard choice. But you just kind of like at the end of the day, just go with your gut and like what you have a picture in your head of what the person looks like and how they talk, and she was just the person. So.
And you've worked with kids before, like the last bit.
Yeah, I worked with a lot of kids, and everybody always says kids are a nightmare on set or whatever, and I've never experienced that once.
Me neither. I have not found that to be true. Like they're sometimes they're the most professional people on that set. They're not on their phones the whole time. Like they're really like on it.
Better than a lot of it.
They're always off book. Go figure.
True, very true. And as a child actor, I was too. I've lost some brain cells since then, but.
Oh, so well, anyway, I just wanted to well, what's next? What's the next few film festivals that's up for that's lined up?
Oh, Helen was retrieving a list, I think.
Yeah, I don't know. Some of these might be like the same thing, but they have different names. But the list of stuff I have is Manhattan Film Festival, International Filmmaker Festival of New York, New Filmmakers New York, and Trenton.
Okay.
So I don't think
they're all off.
I don't think it's in Manhattan. I think that's Crazy for Blonde.
Oh, really? Oh, okay. Maybe I misread that. I don't know. But that's kind of the list that I had.
Yeah, the only reason I didn't commit to Manhattan is because I just figured we'll wait till next year because having 2 films in, I don't know, it's just gonna like lessen your chances, or
Sure.
You're the douchebag with 2 films in a festival.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're never a douchebag, Mark. Come on.
Yeah. So what about?
We want to have our own night. We don't want to share it with.
I
Tom
got you though. No, I get it.
Those crazy kids.
Yeah,
so.
just us.
Yeah.
Butt out.
I know. Can you imagine like your films playing back to back in the same set and all that kind of stuff with the 2 different crowds and all that?
Gray Machine Films double feature. That's my voiceover voice there.
Oh, you're a guy.
500 times I gotta zone out. I can't watch it.
Like, it's real hard for me to watch these. At the festival from before that we were all at, I just kind of sat there like this, and Pal kind of like held my hand, and I was like, I can't watch this. I kept like kind of peeking through my fingers because it's hard to watch yourself, man. It really is.
I love watching.
That was on screen for 26 minutes too.
I know. I was like, oh, I haven't ever seen. Okay.
That long?
Yeah, that whoever was helping you edit that, poor dear.
I did not realize it was that long because it fell when it moved, so it really did not feel that long at all.
Thank you. I did cut it down. I'm not going to tell anybody what scenes I deleted, but there were 2 deleted scenes, and it was like a 23-minute version.
I'm out.
And it just wasn't flowing. It felt like things were missing, and I'm like, I got to release a shorter version. And then I was like, screw festivals. If they don't want to play a 26-minute film, then I don't want it in a festival. So it worked. It was written this way. It's got to be that way. So
You're gonna tell me after we aren't live anymore, right? I'm curious. I want to know. But anyway, that's for later.
Cut me out.
CJ, I didn't cut you out.
All right. Yeah, that's all right. I got cut out of a lot of stuff, so that's why I said that.
Hey, it happens to every actor. It's a rite of passage.
It was the doctor scene that was out, and obviously, G is probably the most talented and most famous actor in the whole cast. So obviously, it had nothing to do with you two. It was a story thing. We could chat later. It's back in. It's not going anywhere.
Yeah, that's one of my favorites because it was one of my favorites to do, but it's probably more of a memory value rather than like it's hard for me to judge it kind of like as an outside party because I'm so biased because like I just remember what was happening that day or like what I ate and like
as a standalone scene it is it's great, but sometimes in the context of the other scene.
Certainly. What I'm trying to say is that I am a very biased judge and like I would not be the right person to decide what stays and what goes because I'm thinking about other stuff.
Yeah, one of my favorite quotes is by Darren Aronofsky. He said, "You're not done editing until you kill one of your babies." So, and that means
fair.
Removing your favorite scene from the movie. Like you can't be precious.
Yeah, that's true. It's true.
I didn't listen to his advice, and I was precious. So.
I'm glad you were.
Well, I want to thank you guys for coming on here, and well, before you go. Since this is also for my students, I was wondering if each one of you could give some advice. I know you do acting, you do music. So if we have musicians, we have singers and actors and artists and all this kind of stuff. So if you could give like some little advice to the students, Helen, that'd be great.
Ooh, that's a big tall order. But I guess my best advice, well, it's a concept, and I will try to explain it in brief, but it's this concept called negative capability, and it's actually John Keats, the poet. He wrote this phrase into a letter, and what it basically means, and I'm going to butcher it a little bit, but the idea is basically to kind of revel in the unknown and not being comfortable in the uncomfortable, and essentially the idea is don't act like you know everything because then you won't. If you accept the fact that you don't know everything and make yourself open to learning and open to understanding new things all the time, then you're going to learn so much more than if you kind of walk around like, yeah, I know everything. So I just think that paired with empathy are like the 2 big whammy tools of an artist.
Thanks. What about you, Mark? Mr. Writer.
I guess a couple of things. The first thing is I don't think writers and directors are anything special. I think it's the actors that they cast. So if you cast the right person with a bad script, I think you could still get a good movie. If you cast an actor who was not meant to be in the role in a great script, I think the movie won't turn out great. So I think it really is based on your casting. And then for editors, go buy the book In the Blink of an Eye by Walter Murch, who edited Apocalypse Now, The Godfather, does sound design for all those movies. He's like the godfather of everything, and I like follow his Bible as far as editing towards emotion and all the criteria that he lists. So it's a great resource. It's like a 70-page book, but it's like my Bible. So I make all my students buy it. You can tell your students to get it.
They probably don't want to read a huge book anymore. I have all these old books on the shelf, but we just do a lot of internet stuff. But,
hey, there is no excuse right now. You got all the time in the world, kids. You better read.
I'm talking about 2- and 3-page chapters. It's just written in like a conversational tone. It's super short.
That sounds great.
It's like the non-book lovers book.
Yeah. I like that too. Sounds good. Well, thanks for coming on, guys, and hopefully we'll get out of this soon and we'll start making some more films.
Hey, sounds good.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, thank you so much.
See you.